What's good, everybody? It's man Big Dom back at you again. Double-headed day. I told you guys there's a possibility I could be back for episode 3 of season 8 with my brother JoeyG. And guess what, guys? He's back.
What up?
So, JoeyG, introduce yourself to the people.
What's up? This is your man Joey G, host of Beer Combo and Family, your co-host to True Players Podcast. And we back. We're doing our thing. It's been a minute. I know life happens. Life be lifing. But we still here, making it happen. Gotta get this paper first, son. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Same here. So we're fighting. We're not as young as we used to, but we're fighting off some sleep here to give you guys another episode tonight, which is just a preview of the actual true episode of the subject we're talking about, because this is something that I wanted to talk about for a long time. For a long time since this podcast started, about the treatment of African American wrestlers, black wrestlers, and how they're treated in the WWE, where you go to other companies like AEW, and they're flourishing over there. You see them in NXT, they're flourishing in those two companies. The NXT is a division of the WWE. AEW is another company where you see black wrestlers at AEW like Swerve Strickland, who failed the WWE, became a superstar in the AEW setting. So we want to talk about that. Give you guys a brief preview of what we're gonna give you guys next week, the full episode. Hopefully, I hope to have Mars with us to talk about the subject, because I think it's very important to speak about. Is it because of the laziness of the writers? Is it because the higher ups feel that having a black person as a face of the company marketable?
Right.
What are your thoughts, bro?
Is it politics? Is it ego? Is it biased because of past events that happened and people crossing paths? We don't know. Vince McMahon is not at the helm anymore, so doors have opened, some doors have closed. A lot of good creativity. There's a lot to talk about. I feel like the divas division, as far as Ebony is concerned, is being pushed a lot more than the males are. So we're gonna talk about that.
Definitely. So, give you, like I said, a brief preview. I mean, we're gonna be on for a little bit. We're gonna try to give you guys a great preview episode as episode 3 has commenced. Let's talk about the history of black wrestlers in wrestling. You got Ernie Ladd, you got Tuco Scorpio, JYD, Junkyard Dog, Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, all those guys who were in the WWE or WCW, but they were only good enough to be tag team champions, but not good enough to be the world champion.
Right.
They're good enough to be. Yes, they were good enough to be intercontinental champion, but never a world champion.
Right.
That's kind of something for me as a person who could write.
Right.
I'm not tooting my own horn here, but Joey G has seen my writing prowess. There was an opportunity to become a WWE writer, but I felt in order for someone like me to be a writer in the WWE, it's going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, because you got to write. My vision as a writer for any wrestling company, you got to be able to write for the next 2 years of that character that you're building up. You got to have a 2-year head start. You got to find the beginning, middle, and the end, and wait.
Be willing to change.
Exactly.
Last minute.
In case of any injuries or something doesn't work out. And then after their story is done for that particular story, where do you go from there after that fact? Right. And that writing has to start with the first 6 months of that story of the original story starting. In
Mm.
my opinion, so it's like after 6 months. So you got to be able to figure that out to make the story make sense and make it profitable. Your
Definitely. No, everything you said the nail on the head. I agree with you wholeheartedly. We have a lot of comedians working behind the scenes as far as WWE writing right now that I didn't know. And so one who has passed away, Patrice O'Neill, he was working with the WWE for a minute as far as
Mhm.
writing behind the scenes. We also have another writer, comedian that's writing right now for the WWE with controversial talks about Puerto Rico. I don't forget his name, but he's working there right now and he's doing his thing. But understanding the writing aspect as far as the WWE is concerned, yeah, it's a 2 year process, and you got to be willing to pivot on a moment's notice. It could come at any given time because what you wrote down, yeah, it sounds good at this moment, but may change in the next 5 minutes. So we don't know until you're actually out there. So yeah, it would be a long-term commitment as far as that, and it's a lot to think about as far as um, moving forward if you wanted to take on that career as far as a writer with the WWE, Stamford, Connecticut. Uh, across
Listen,
across the waters.
listen. Stamford, Connecticut, back in the day, used to be a 45-minute drive from
Right,
Uniondale. Used to be a
right.
45-minute drive. Now
Metro
you
North.
oh, you can take Metro North, but now
Right,
with this traffic, it could take you 2.5 hours just to get to Stanford. So,
right. Or
but
take the ferry from Fire Island.
oh no, not Fire. It'd be Port Jeff, but Port Jeff would bring you to Bridgeport, I believe.
Bridgeport.
But
But it
Bridgeport,
wouldn't
Connecticut.
be that far from there, no?
Not from far from Stanford. Stanford to Bridgeport is about half hour,
Okay. So that's not
or
bad.
probably 20 minutes, 20-minute drive.
Okay.
Like I said, we got to take traffic into account here.
Right.
But this is
You know
this
better
is
than me.
oh I want to touch on I want to do a full episode on this, but I'm because the spectrum is
Uh-huh.
and as a writer you got to be able to be in alignment with the agents.
True.
You got to be in alignment with the producers. You got everything has to align to make sense. Otherwise, it's going to create friction in that writing room, and then you may end up losing your job.
True.
WWE don't play games with. They're not afraid to fire anybody when they see you fit.
Mhm. Right.
But what I'm going to speak about too in the next the real episode, the true episode, is how WWE lost a lot of money
Mm.
of not having these two factions go at it, vying for supremacy
Mm-hmm.
in the WWE during COVID, post
Mm-hmm.
COVID. But I'm gonna say that for the next episode.
Mm.
Hey, we spoke about it offline about that. How I am vehemently feel that they lost a lot of money. And truth be told, I would love to talk to Paul Heyman, get him on the
Mm.
podcast sometime and talk about that. I want to express that to him because I know he has influence in the writing department. A guy who's an excellent promoter, excellent contributor to the WWE for many years.
Well, let's not forget his contribution in the WCW
Yeah,
and
ECW.
ECW. I'm sorry. But
Mhm.
the long reign, his vision, a lot of push from him, a
Mhm.
lot of promotion from the ground up. So
Mhm.
yeah, he would be a perfect person to talk to as far as getting gems when it comes to this, especially when we're talking about the writers' room. He would definitely have an insight on that.
Mhm. I mean, they do a good job. I think the writing has been better, but
Right.
now we're looking at I wouldn't say bloodline overkill, but you and I both see what's coming up soon with the possible Jay Uso becoming heel.
Right.
I'm not
I
trying to blow
see
up
the
the
pivot.
spot. I seen the
I
pivot.
feel like there's a pivot coming, and more than likely, it's probably going to be against his own brother. And here we go again.
Here we go. Because the match at WrestleMania 2 WrestleManias ago was not the best thing in the world. There was a lot
No.
to be desired. And I felt they could have gave us a better match. Hopefully, if it does happen, me personally, I hope it does it because that yeet movement is powerful.
It is.
The
We have that.
memes. Hmm.
We have that, and we have the other part of the bloodline. Even though they're on two different, we have Raw and we have SmackDown. Even one faction is on SmackDown, the other one's on Raw. I mean, I get why you would separate, but at the same time, that was a whole movement. It shouldn't have
Hmm.
been. It should have been separated like that until it was resolved. Then we
Yeah.
can understand getting to your respective corners. You go to Raw, you go to SmackDown. That's understandable. But there was never a resolve to make that situation understandable,
Hmm.
especially as a fan. I love both parts of the faction. I see how they could have grown. I love the heel as much as I love the babyface, but at the same time, it's just like, what are y'all doing? I want
Hmm.
more. I want more, and y'all starving me right now.
But let me ask you this: Do you feel that
Huh?
do you feel like the Samoan explosion with the bloodline takes away from a lot of the black wrestlers that's in WWE right now?
Based on the history, I'm gonna say that the Samoan bloodline having to shine right now might as well be an extension. Like they're towing the weight right now. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't take away from the fact of what has happened in history,
Hmm.
what have other wrestlers have done in the past, but at the same time, it's what's going on right now. So let them have their shine, but I understand they're a reflection of you and where the company is going.
Right. Do you
That's the best
consider
way I could explain that. Go ahead.
do you consider Samoans black? It's a lot of podcasts saying they're not black, which I find it I find it funny because we on this show I've said it numerous times.
Mhm,
The black race, the black man, the
mhm.
Nubian, the melanin is the original race of the world. Every single race afterwards derived from us.
Okay.
So how could you say they're not black? If you're saying they're not black, that means you're saying that the black race is not the original race of the world, in which we all know that is the case.
All right.
I'm
Un-
just saying.
you're not wrong in saying that. I just say that the audience that we have, okay, the ones
Mhm.
that are comfortable with wrestling, that's been there for years, the ones that have ascended to supporters of our current president, they're not comfortable with that transition. Um,
You mean the chief executive?
yeah, yeah, that guy. But at the same
For
part,
me, I'm sorry.
go
For
ahead.
me, a president doesn't work for anybody. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Anyway.
and in his mind, he's the boss. That's what he's doing. He's doing the same thing he was doing as far as the what we've seen on Fox, um, The Apprentice.
Hmm.
But in order to have everybody on the same page and have that enjoyment draw from that specific demographic, then certain things have to remain a certain way for people to feel comfortable.
Right.
Now, entertainment wise, is that what is entertaining? No, it's not
Hmm.
entertaining, to be honest with you. It's not realistic. There's no controversy there. It's something that we could predict and be like, oh, we've seen this already.
Hmm.
It's like an old magic trick that we can see over and over again. um, we're ready for something new, but the newness that we're looking at, I don't know if we're ready for that. So we're gonna go back to our old tricks.
Okay. But you know what? You know what it is too. I'm gonna go back to WWE. There's
Hmm.
opportunities. I know Bianca Belair is injured with
Hmm.
her finger. Naomi's out due to pregnancy. Congrats to her
Right.
and Big Jim. Big
Okay.
Jim.
Mhm.
Big Jim. He was a big promoter of No Yeet, but he didn't know Yeet in Naomi. He yeeted real good.
You
You
did
know,
real good.
really good. Or that fine ass, beautiful black woman that he has over there. Nevertheless, Bianca's out injury. We got Jade Cargill now representing now as the premier black female wrestler right
Right.
now. She this is she wrestled Tiffany Stratton in the SummerSlam, which made
Hmm.
all the sense of them putting the belt on her.
Right.
But for my opinion, I'm not saying it because so of course I want my brothers and sisters to be the top of the food chain, have the belt and represent. But
Right.
for me as a
Hmm.
writer, she was not ready for that. And even during that
So
match, there was a blotch where she did a trademark. She did her move, and she did the thing with Ding, and then she stumbled off. That can't happen.
right.
I could possibly say that I'm assuming they
Okay.
had her. Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm assuming they had her booked to win the title. When she
Hmm.
botched that pin on the fly, they changed the decision.
That happens too. I guess it would be who's ever in charge of production as far as that's concerned to make that decision
Hmm.
last minute. Yeah, we want the show to remain tight, but at the same time, we understand that those moments are gonna happen, and they shouldn't be long lasting.
Right.
We were talking about pivoting as far as writing is concerned. You got to learn to pivot because natural stuff that happens on the mat, we're gonna have to pivot for that.
Hmm.
Like what's her name? Who's the one that just injured her shoulder on the mat in the middle of a match on Raw? The female.
Good
It was
question.
like it was maybe 3 weeks back.
Hmm.
3 weeks back, they're wrestling in the match.
Who
She
is
injures
it?
herself.
I'm about to look it up. So I honestly don't
She,
remember because ever
she
since
injures
Raw.
she injures her shoulder, and then you have to take that character all the way out. She's not even in the mix. Matter of fact, Dominic Mysterio,
Oh,
his
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan,
Hmm.
she injures herself on the match, shoulder injury. It happens live on TV. We're
Hmm.
all looking at it at the same time. We think it's scripted until we
Right.
realize no, she's really injured.
Hmm.
To the point the announcers is like, this is not scripted. We have to go for what we're looking at and let the audience know this is going on. We all seen it in real time.
Hmm.
It's to the point they don't really have anything to push forward. We're gonna have to go to commercial break and come back to see what's gonna go on
Hmm.
because it wasn't scripted like that.
Right.
Um, the
To a lesser extent.
fluidity to a lesser extent, but the fluidity that we're hoping that wrestling would be as far as the writings room and being on the mat, we would hope that we would have a good transition, if you
Right.
will. I
Well,
mean, go ahead.
writing is something that requires effort and stamina.
Hmm.
Just because something doesn't work in this this day may not doesn't mean that's not going to work the next day.
True.
Wrestling's like a wrestling match between two competitors. It's like dance partners. It's like Dancing with the Stars, except we're wrestling
Right.
with each other. So
Right.
if the two left feet ain't got no rhythm, they're gonna pull the
Mhm.
plug on that storyline fast.
I hear it because we're looking at something that's kind of boring, and
Yeah. And we got to the point that we have gotten away from boring wrestling. I think every wrestling match that we have seen has been entertaining. And I like when Triple H took over, we went back to psychology, building the psychology throughout the match, building the psychology through the back scene, to the backstage and stuff like that from the gorilla position and on. But I see us going back to that high spot matches, get the oohs and ahs. This is awesome chant, and then boom, they think that's a great match.
So it's more so like build up, a lot of build up.
Yeah, a lot of build up, but not enough substance.
Great.
And there's a group called New. We all know who the New Day is. Kofi
New
Kingston,
Day?
Xavier Woods, Mister, you know, Menage a Trois in the locker room, and Big E Langston, who's out because he injured his neck because a wrestler who was not safe, didn't execute the move properly, broke his neck.
Which
You
is
see what's
he's
going on
now
with them.
he's now commentating for the time being.
I don't think he could come back.
I don't think he should because a neck injury is very serious. We learned that from Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle did it for many years, but there was a price to pay with Kurt Angle doing it for as long as he did.
the painkiller addiction, all
Painkiller,
that stuff.
yeah, addiction and all of that, and not remembering matches and highlight matches at that. Like people would have to tell him like what happened during that match, and he would have to watch and be like, "Oh, I don't even remember that." So yeah, there's a lot that goes along with that. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm glad that he's not injured to the point where he's not a part of the entertainment sphere as far as the WWE is concerned. I'm
Right.
glad that he's still able to make a living off the WWE, doing what he loves. Granted, it's not what he wants to do, but at least they found a space for him.
Right. I remember you were showing me this podcast earlier tonight before I did
Uh-huh.
my episode, and it had a lot of good points. And I don't want to divulge into what we're gonna talk about. They did mention
Right.
the Kofi Mania pursuit. They did mention Ron Simmons, his pursuit.
Right.
But you have to understand something here. When it takes one guy, especially when you got an African American wrestler, a black wrestler,
Mhm.
and they come and
Right.
tell you that they want to make you the superstar. It
Right.
takes one black wrestler to screw everything up for everybody else.
That's also true.
It takes one wrestler, albeit you got somebody else like I don't remember any white wrestlers messing up their run like that, but it's you can't have an attitude when they're trying to
Hogan.
guide you, huh?
We can say Hogan. You can say Hogan. Hogan did it to a lot of people.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the sense of when you're promised the ball and
Warrior.
yeah, Warrior. Yeah, you can
Warrior.
say that. Warrior screwed that up too. Warrior,
Right.
we gonna say that too. Warrior screwed it up for Bret Hart, and let me tell you why.
Yeah. hmm
When Hogan was supposed to drop the belt again, do I believe Bret Hart's story that he was supposed to drop the belt to Bret Hart? Yes, I do believe that
Yes.
story.
Yes.
I do believe that story. And it
Yes.
had nothing to do with Vince McMahon saying, "Oh, he decided to make the boss." That was Vince McMahon's original plan. But let me give you an aspect what Hogan may be thinking.
hmm
You know, we got no love for Hulk Hogan, but you got to give credit. You got to give credit to credit is due. He did make wrestling what it is today. Every credit was
Right.
due. I'm not gonna talk about him right now. That's what we do for the next episode at the end. But
Right.
You asked me to pass the torch to Warrior, right?
Right.
And I watched him as the guy who held it down since '84 to 1990
Right.
and brought it to new heights. Asked me to pass the torch to this guy, but you said my run is over, and this guy fumbles the torch.
And he's not consistent.
He's not consistent, and now he's making up his own rules as if he's the one that created this whole thing.
Right. He's kind of like a diva right now, and I've been putting in that work. Yeah, we got a problem right now.
Yeah, Hogan did put in that work. Hogan did put in that work. He sure did.
He did.
But that hurt Bret Hart in the end. I wish I could have Bret Hart on the show. I wish Bret Hart could understand that instead of being bitter all the time about that situation. You can't blame Hogan for the reason why he didn't pass the torch to you. You gotta blame the Warrior. God rest his soul. But hindsight being 2020, he ruined that for you.
Right.
Because it wasn't even supposed to be you to be that torch carrier. It's supposed to be Warrior carrying it into that time you won when you beat Ric Flair.
But it was also what you're saying is true, but also the other part of that was a contractual agreement for him leaving WWE. I think it was to go to WCW.
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon was basically like, yo, you can do that because they're going to pay you more money. But in that transaction, that's where that thing was put in motion, if you will.
Right.
Bret Hart was like, are you sure? Vince was like, yeah. So he made the moves to do that. And that's what happened. That was the end result. But I don't think in Bret Hart's, without making a pun, without his hearts of hearts, I don't believe he believed that was the end result.
Right. But like I said, we had black wrestlers. We had Coco Beware.
Oh, definitely. He should have been a champion. He should have been champion. He had a lot of aspects.
Great drop kick. Had a hell of a brain buster. If you ever see him perform a headband brain buster, he was messing people up.
Right.
So, and another thing too, what we will talk about next podcast. I don't want to ruin the real episode. We're gonna really get into it. We got some great African American wrestlers in NXT. Obi Femi, Trick Williams, who beat the man who says his name. We all believe in Joe Hendry. But now this is the situation which I want to touch upon before we're gonna end the podcast right now. Soon, I want to touch on this. I want to touch on this, which I see what could happen. They're gonna rush Joe Hendry through NXT, bring him to the main roster. He's gonna get a belt on him fast. You see how it's all set up for Joe Hendry? TNA champion. Randy Orton's secret opponent to replace the Kevin Owens. You see that energy he got in that stadium when he came out?
Okay. He did. He got good energy.
See that pop he got?
It's a good pop.
Is it fit?
It's a rival to a Warrior chant. It's rival to Hulkamania chant. Rival to Macho Man Randy Savage chant. You know what I'm saying? The Undertaker. It's in that line. It's in alignment with that. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. It's in that alignment. Like, we could see it.
Shout out
too
to
far fetched.
Shout out to CM Punk and AJ Lee bringing back his beautiful wife AJ Lee back in the frame.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yes, Puerto Rico from Jersey.
Wonderful.
But anyway, but in the essence of this, the short reignings of black champions, the way they lose the championship is also that bothers me a lot. Like I said, there was a movement that was going on in, I believe, 2019 with Kofi Kingston It was
Mm.
the storytelling of that was very beautiful,
Hmm.
but the ending was fucked up.
Right.
Ending was fucked up.
Mm.
And we also see that in some Latin wrestlers as well, not just black
Mm.
wrestlers, Latin wrestlers as well, who finally got their
Hmm.
shot to be the face of the company, and then they don't keep the belt no longer than 60 days.
Damon Priest.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
superstar right there. He's a
Yeah.
superstar right there.
A protege of the Undertaker. I mean,
And Scott Hall. And
and
Scott
Scott
Hall.
Hall. Yeah, and
Mhm.
you could say Scott Hall. Yeah,
Scott,
definitely. But
Scott Hall believed in that man. Let me tell you something.
I could see it. Like
Hmm.
when he came, he had his own. He had his own stamp. He
Hmm.
just wasn't pushed in that right direction. They didn't really have a story to build around him, so it was one of those. Nah, just go down this road, and we'll tell you what to do. He didn't have that, which we're going to talk about
Next
other
episode.
black athletes that fit the same build. Like you had everything that you needed, you just wasn't given that push.
Got you. And that's like I said, guys, we're being very vague. We don't want to give you that episode next week. We don't want to give you the
Nah,
full episode right now.
give me a little bit,
So
a little bit, a
a
little bit.
little taste of what we're going to talk about. We're definitely going to talk about Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania. We're going to talk about Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. We're going to talk about the future of African American wrestling in Trick Williams and Obi Femi that's coming up in that NXT. We're going to talk about
Okay.
the man, the man, the guys who set the stage, Ron Simmons, Booker T.
Mm.
We'll talk about that too.
Ron
And our pace.
Killings.
Ron Killing. We had to talk about
Mm.
R-Truth. Ron Cena, R-Truth, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of the black podcasters who follow Ron Killings have called him a coon for going back to being the same goofy character he was before. And I just believe part of what they say is true, but part of it is the character that he's supposed to portray, what they want to portray, in which we're not in agreement with it either.
We're
It's
not
some
in
of the characters
agreement. This is how he gets paid.
exactly. And you know what I'm saying? You're not unless these podcasts is going to feed his children and pay for his mortgage. You know, it is what it is. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying to be funny. I'm saying it's truth because we
Right,
all got bills to pay.
right. And let's be clear. If his music was taken off as much as as we would hope it would, as
Hmm.
far as rivaling his wrestling career, then he wouldn't have to go back to that. But
Hmm.
it's good, but it's not great.
Right.
And
Uh,
we see the work that he's putting in, and we understand that the history he has had in the WWE. But at this point, it's like, yo, give him something or let him go to the point where
No doubt, it worked out great, and obviously that's where
he's
the big league
like
plays.
we have a good send off like John Cena.
Time will tell if that
yes.
from
And
Mendoza.
I'm not. I don't want to spoil this. I don't want to spoil this, but next week we're gonna talk about that because I felt there's a way you could have done that with R-Truth in a big way. With it involved that John Cena heel run, very big way.
Right.
They could have done it,
It was
but they didn't. They didn't want to pull the trigger. They did not want to pull the
nah,
trigger.
and they
And
had it.
that's a problem because that would have made Ron Killings merchandise skyrocket.
The crazy part is you had Ron Killings, John Cena, and John Cena's father in a picture together,
Mm-hmm.
and, and the caption was, I'm with my other brother from another mother."
But these podcasters don't like that because they said that he cut his hair, he did all this. But like I said, if you guys will be patient for next week we'll do the episode.
Yeah,
Next
we
week we'll
got
do the episode. We'll be
a
live and
lot
do
to
the
talk about.
episodes. We'll talk about a lot of things, and I felt what they're doing with New Day right now. I don't agree with it either.
The New Day. I won't even say the chant because that's how I feel about the
Mhm.
situation, but it's not their fault.
It's not.
It's not their fault.
And also, I want to talk about a guy that I felt. Next week we'll talk about the guy I felt they missed the ball on. They
Mhm.
kept him in. They kept him in tag team wrestling for too long.
Mhm.
I felt he should have broke away from his partner a long time ago. Not because his partner was bad, but I felt his performance in the Elimination Chamber. I forgot which year it was. Catapulted him into seeing the vision of being a great singles wrestler, and his name is Montez Ford, Bianca Belair's husband. Montez
Okay.
Ford.
Oh, yes. Yes,
If
I
you
agree with that. I agree with
if
that.
ladies and gentlemen, if you go Google his match in an Elimination Chamber and how all the announcers was going ham for him
Yes.
that match, and they were saying,
Yes.
"Is that a superstar coming? Is that a superstar in the
In the making.
coming up in the making?"
Hmm. No, you're absolutely correct. I thought they would have pushed him a little bit further than where he is right now. They seem to keep him as a wrestler that's doing mostly bumps, and I don't like that. There's a lot of wrestlers out there that I don't like them in the bump position. They should be doing more. But once again, we get these writers that have their own interpretation of what they want going on, and it is what it is. We see the results as far as the WWE on TV is concerned.
Mhm. So definitely. So on that note, we're gonna end this podcast right now. We don't want to give you too much. We already gave you the outline of what we're gonna be talking about. So
Hmm.
now we had something that happened this week with I wouldn't say a political figure, but somebody who's an influencer who
Okay.
got murdered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, his death is unfortunate.
Right. Hold on. We
Mhm.
gotta we gotta we gotta say um to the families, condolences to the families and friends affected to this situation, first and foremost, before we get into that the rest of
The
it.
Yanks take a 3-1 lead. Next batter, Trent Grisham, and he is all over this Zebby Matthews pitch. Deep to right.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. That's why I tell people, be careful what you say in the social media in these times. Be careful what you say.
Mhm.
Six songs may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. But
Mhm.
sometimes words could cost you your life.
Right.
I'm not advocating that. Even though I was accused of that in a message,
Hmm.
saying I need to psych, but it's whatever.
This updated look at the AL East standings is presented by your local Honda dealer.
No one should be out there getting killed.
No.
No one should
No.
be out there getting killed. We supposed to be a country that we could sit there and be able to agree to disagree. We both walk on. Both go back home to our families. Okay, go back home from the families. I don't know the guy personally. I just heard of. I don't. This is the first time I've heard of him since. This is the first time I ever heard of him. So you already know how detached I am against news because I haven't watched. I don't sit there and watch news anymore because I think the news is a joke.
No.
I think the
They're
media
not.
is a joke. That's why I saw this podcast. I try to bring a podcast where we could come and talk about it, have our own opinions, and still be friends by the end of the day, without
Right.
getting
Put it on the
emotional.
table.
Put
Put
it
it
on
on
the
the
table.
table. Let's decipher it and walk away with at least a different perspective.
A different perspective.
Period.
See each other's perspective instead of attacking one, say you don't know nothing, this, that, and the other. But
Right.
however, according to what I've seen, he did some say inflammatory things about black women. He said
Hmm.
inflammatory things about immigrants.
Hmm.
Is it worth costing his life? No, it's not worth. That's overboard. I was going overboard with that.
Right. Right.
But this is what I tell people each and every day on when you do on social media. Be careful what you say on social media because you may get that one wacko who take things in his own hand and take it too far
Right.
and just take it too far. You
Remember,
know.
it's a record.
Mm-hmm.
It's a record of what you said. So if you change your position and you got supporters behind you as far as this position, you change it to that position because it's a newfound position, a newfound point of view. That also contributes to these situations.
And let me say, go ahead, bro.
I'm just gonna say it's sad that a father lost his life, a family member lost his life. I'm thinking more of those lines as far as a family member. I don't know what you did politically. I don't know what you did as an influencer. That's not my concern. As a person, you lost your life for your opinion on something, and I have a problem with that.
Telling that pretty much every guy on our pitching.
This is the stuff that happened. This is what people in third world countries do. We're supposed to be a first world country.
And so this is something that even long time.
You know, you go back to lands that you gotta be careful what you say about people. Where my parents came from, it's gonna come back to you.
Right. They hold you accountable.
They're gonna hold you accountable when you get that special visit at 2:30 in the morning with guns in your face. So, and we live in a country that's supposed to be better than that. We're supposed to be better than that.
Supposed to be.
Supposed to be better than that.
With the freedoms with the freedoms and the abilities to be able to talk in the manner that we want to talk. We should be, but we're not. Now, third world country. There's more restraint. There should be more restraint. For America, it shouldn't be as much restraint, but there is. Because you got some people looking at you in a certain way.
And be careful who you speak to when those words come, because you don't know who backs them.
Listen, if this is too much for you, we don't mind giving you a break, skipping the turn of the rotation. That wouldn't necessarily mean
game, set, match.
Very, very young.
Little sippy sip.
What else can I say? But the problem is, people talk about make America great. Okay, there's people with their complexion that in their eyes, in my eyes, America was never great for us.
As far as every game being so crucial, so imperative, if he goes and sticks up the joint, they may tell the game.
There's a lot of history to back that. There's laws that can back what you just said. There's people in positions that say things off the top of the head that backs that. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. To navigate that is challenging. And not only do we have to navigate it, we also have to set up our children to get through this also.
The thing is that if we're supposed to live in a country where we don't have to do that. We're supposed to be living in a country where we don't have to do that. Home of the free, we're home of the brave, land of the free, right? But it's only for one. It's only for one particular group of people. And that's where the problem is.
Right.
So
you get that. This is what happens when you take the the national anthem as homerooms. And
I'll tell you something. People, I mean, it's funny. Me and you had to talk about this. If I were ever to run for president, what would happen? And I tell you straight out, man, I don't think I want that position, man.
I had it in the yearbook. I ruled the world one day. I was talking from a place of I wanted to be a president till I understood what a president was, till I understood that, like a lawyer, there's certain things that I would have to overlook
Mm-hmm.
and be, I wouldn't say complicit to, but turn a blind eye to, that I probably wouldn't want to
Mm-hmm. Let me
in
tell you
order
something.
to in order to advance where I wanted to be. So I don't know.
Let me tell you something. People. I'm gonna say this. People don't want me to be president because I will invoke street justice all over the damn 50 states. Because you people got to learn to respect each other.
Period.
You got to learn how to
Why is
learn
that?
to respect each other.
Why is that a hard concept though?
You know what I'm saying? You may not like me, but you're going to respect me.
How, as a New Yorker, we can have people from the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
Italians, Polish, Russian, whatever the case may be, living side by side from one another, and they understand that's how they are. It's a form of respect, like, leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. Why can't that be carried on to the rest of the states?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. Like going down south, it's not that way.
But you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, bro. We live in New York State where we have gun laws. You can't carry without a permit. Now you go to Georgia, you go to Texas. Those guys are open carry all day, 24/7, 365.
But
They'll
those
walk
laws
and
were
walk
made.
to. Mhm.
They were made for the people that we're just talking about.
Excuse me.
The lighter skinned people. They were made for those. Those laws were made for them. They weren't made for us.
Mhm. But if we do that, we're gonna feel it. We going right to prison right ASAP, right?
Right. Now,
But keep
there'd
in
be
mind.
more scrutiny. I put it to you like this. If the law was written the way it was supposed to be written, even though the law was supposed to be on my side for standing my ground, there would be more scrutiny with me than it would be with somebody else of
Mhm.
lighter skin. And somebody darker than me, it definitely would be more scrutiny as far as that was concerned.
Mhm.
That's what the problem that I see is.
But keep in mind one thing. We talk about this. We talk about this individual. I
Hmm.
didn't know who he was until I heard he got shot. And then you hear the stories about what he said about people, this, that, and the other. You know, like I said, condolences to the family.
Right,
The child's growing up without a father. But
right,
by no means I'm in total agreement with what he's saying either. Just keep in mind that's when you give somebody just because you give somebody condolences doesn't mean you're in agreement with what they're talking about. Let's
oh,
keep that separate. You
right.
know,
That's
just keep that
separate
separate.
things.
But by the same token, people who giving him the man condolences because he's Christian. That's where I have a problem with.
Hmm.
Because you're telling me that the religion makes the person. Okay? Religion is a vehicle to worship a God. Okay? How that person views God is what they're going to worship. A religion
Hmm.
is a vehicle. It's not
Right,
what makes you do this. It's not what makes you act that way.
right.
I'm gonna give you a story before I end the podcast. I had this Jehovah's Witness come and meet me at Hempstead Bus Terminal when I was 18 years old. You know what
Okay.
this guy told me? He told me if I was a Jehovah's Witness, I would respect my parents more. I looked at this guy with this wickedest side eye. I'm like, bro, you don't know me. First of all.
Mm.
Second of all, I'm a proud Catholic. I'm a spiritual Catholic. I'm not a religious Catholic. I'm a spiritual Catholic. There's two different Catholics when I say that. Okay?
Right.
I had to tell this guy,
Hmm.
if you believe religion makes you, then you're not really practicing religion. Because it's the person that
True.
makes the religion. The person makes the religion, not the religion make the person.
True.
It's how you represent the religion is what makes the religion.
True.
That's all I gotta say. And no, I don't need psych. Trust and believe. I'm not. My people don't go into schools and shoot up kids in school. Okay.
No.
But by the way, that's their defense when they commit murders.
Right.
Mental
Mental
issues.
illness and all this other stuff.
Let me
Excuses.
remind you. Yeah,
And
I'm
not
kidding.
and not apologizing for how you say it, not apologizing for the accusations that were proven false was also the other part of that.
Right. But like I said, it's unfortunate. It really is
It
unfortunate.
is.
Let's keep that in perspective. One person who's supposed to take your life is God. Okay.
Yeah.
God is the
Natural.
only should be the only person that should punch your clock out in this world. No one else should be able to do that.
Natural
one.
causes.
Natural causes. Only.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you don't agree with him or not. He says something bad about you. Six songs may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You gotta have that mentality too, especially in this climate.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Is your freedom worth that? No, it should never be worth that. Does that person deserve to die because of what he believes in? No, he should not. Listen, God gave you a brain, gave you a soul, gave you a spirit. You're supposed to believe what you believe in. It's up to the person that's hearing it to agree with it or disagree with it and walk away. That's it.
True.
That's it. We all got families to go home to. By the end of the day, I want to be able to go home and go be in my bed. I may not have a family yet, but I got plans. I got dreams to fulfill.
True.
You take a person's life away, their dreams are done.
Right.
Why take away a person's dream? Would you like if someone came to you with a gun and took your dream away?
Right.
Come on, man. Let's be serious about that. Let's be serious.
Legacy stunted, and everything like that.
There's people dying who didn't get a chance to have a child yet. Or people getting killed for not killed. They just had a newborn and those lost their life. Let's imagine that. It makes no sense.
Does not.
I should be. You know what? I should be president because if someone kills someone like that, man, listen. There's gonna be. I'm sending my paramilitary force on the streets and be like, oh, it's time for that bacchanal on some real shit. Awesome. I'll be on some eye for eye. I'll be too dangerous to be president, man. I'll be too dangerous. I believe in Old Testament, man. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Over a disagreement. Come on, man.
Right.
You don't agree.
We don't. I mean, we hear what they're saying as far as what we
was
think
said
could be said that caused controversy, but what do we really know?
But let me
What
tell you
narr-
something. Why would I believe someone say something about my group of people if I know that's not the truth? Why would I take it to heart? It's dirt off your shoulders, man.
Right.
It should be dirt off your shoulders. He's not in a position of chief executive. He's not in your Congress.
Right.
If he thinks like that, he's in your Congress, then you got to worry about it. That means you got to vote him out, right?
True.
Even though we all know the vote don't work, we got a presidential selection committee called electoral college. You could win the popular vote and still not become president.
Shoot.
Shout
Vote for Pedro.
Shout out to Al Gore, man. Shout out to Al Gore.
Vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro.
Listen, I'm just chilling, man. If I had the power, I fix my parents' country and make it safe and everything. We all go there. We go back there, have carnival every week. Enjoy the sun, 365, 24/7. and be in peace.
Right.
To be one with our people. We have to worry about racism. Haiti don't worry. You don't worry about racism down there. You don't have to deal with that, but we're not oppressed. You live your life, do the right things, respect people. You're gonna live a long life. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Yeah, that's the key to life. We be disrespectful. Let me tell you something. I've had too many family members lose their lives to gun violence. Too many family members to violence. Period. Had my uncle get stabbed up. He was running a casino in Haiti. He got stabbed up and killed. While my aunt was begging for her life, she got killed too. So trust and believe. I got an aunt right now who lost. I lost my uncle. Who I just found out where I reconnected with some family members. Lost her husband due to mistaken identity. This is real shit. And people have the nerve to tell me I glorify violence. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know nothing. Go live in Haiti right now. Go live there.
Right.
You think this is violence? The nerve, man. The nerve. So I need the psych. I need psych help. Yeah, all right. Maybe your skin color needs you to get sensitivity training. How to deal with people who don't look like you. How about that? You know me, bro. When I read things, I be political for the first time. Did I really sit there and analyze the words, read through the words? You know I like to read between the lines. It made me angrier. Now I'm spewing out my anger right now.
Right.
It's okay though. I still love you. I still love you. Don't worry. I'm sincere about that too. But people need to be educated, especially how you come at somebody on a message. It wasn't the message; it's how the message was delivered that pissed me the fuck off.
Right.
It's delivery. Nothing wrong with the words. It's the delivery. That's what gets people in trouble.
Understandable.
That no, guys, wait for our episode next week. True Players Podcast, Blacks in the WWE official episode. We could probably call this part the true episode part 2. Part 2. Again, get into it. Ron Killings, Bobby Lashley, Cedric Sheldon Benjamin, Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston, even though he's from Ghana.
Viscera. Mark Henry.
Who else? The Godfather. Or what you call Papa Shango, or the Good Father, or
Papa Shango, right?
Or good old Charles.
Rock's father, Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
Rocky Johnson.
Maivia. I don't want to steal someone else's quote, but I'm not going to say it. I'll be stealing their quote. I don't want to plagiarize anybody's quote. But the thing is, too, we got to talk about wrestling, talk about real shit. We back. True Players Podcast is back in effect. Back in effect. So we're gonna talk about real shit, but we're gonna be respectful because we got incomes to protect. So we gotta be respectful. We can't be super gully. Well, we will teeter the line, but we keep it professional and not,
makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes sense to keep it that way. I mean, we never wanted to offend anybody as far as what we talk about when we talk about what we talk about. We're just passionate as far as what we talk about. Period.
And to me, when you look at the lineup, it was the aggressive nature early and.
Let me ask everybody a question, a real question, a true question from the True Players Podcast. Would you rather live in a world where people say mean things to you, hurt your feelings, use weapons to create violence, create hysteria, to be oppressed, to be abused, or you want to live in a world where you can just have fun, live life, and have fun, and achieve your dreams? Which one do you want? That's the real question. That's the question that everyone should be looking in the mirror and asking themselves that question.
Mm. Fair question to
Because
ask.
this is not a game anymore. This is teetering. Now, I'm not going to say whether this situation was manufactured to create a race war or anything like that. I am not. I'm leaving the conspiracy theories out of my system.
Right.
Okay, out of my system. We here to bring enlightenment,
Hmm.
to bring truth,
Right.
to justice.
Hmm.
Sometimes people have different views on justice.
Always.
But my view on justice is if you're gonna use violence, use your hands, shoot a fair one, and call it a day. And we both go. We may have a black eye, we may have a busted rib. We get to go home to our kids. Get to go home to our
Right.
families. We get to party after we heal up. We get to go to the club and party.
Makes sense.
Let's instead of meeting to have. The problem is with this country is problem is we spend too much time politicking instead of finding ways to make more money, to have more money in our pockets to be able to afford the houses that's been increased due to inflation.
Mm.
How about that? Have a sit down, have a round table with black, brown, white, butter pecan, yellow, dark black, whatever. Sit around the table and discuss how we're going to generate money generate each other for our culture, for our society. Instead of talking about, oh, this race is this way because of this situation. But the denominator is the reason why things are happening is the single person that's talking. Okay? The denominator is the oppressor. Now, let me ask you a question. Was the oppressor ever a person in brown skin?
I'll wait.
The denominator of this equation is the oppressor. Maybe if you stop oppressing, we could have some peace. Our families could stay together.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. We all want our families to stay together. You know what I'm saying? I said I was going to be on this episode for a half hour. We on this an hour already. Talking about real shit. As we lost JoeyG. JoeyG, you still there, my brother? Did we lose JoeyG? On that note, guys, we're going to end the podcast right now. Stay tuned for next week for the episode on Blacks in WWE. We got a lot to talk about. We gave you a good taste of what we're going to talk about, the outline. We're going to delve into it, the reason why things are not going. Why I feel, me and JoeyG feel like the Blacks don't get fully represented properly in the WWE. Whereas in other wrestling companies, you got NXT, you got AEW, who are, like I said, represented properly. Are the face of the company, can be the face of the company. So, all right. So, on that note, guys, it's your man Big Don. We're gonna sign off on this podcast. I'll see y'all next week, recapping week 3 and the episode with Blacks in WWE. Blacks in WWE. It's your man Big Don signing off. See y'all next week. Peace.